So we spoke with career coach Fran Berrick.
Fran Berrick.
Well, career coach Fran Berrick,
the founder of SpearmintCoaching.com. Hi, Fran. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Derek. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, this has got to be the absolute worst time, or one of the absolute worst, to be looking for your first job. So what are new graduates going to be facing?
First, the good news. There are lots of jobs out there, and the class of 2020 has the prerequisites. They're digital natives, virtually savvy, tech savvy for the roles that are available. They just may not be the jobs that they actually dreamed about when they were first picturing themselves and their launch out of school.
Berrick says be flexible, market your skill set based on what jobs are out there, and build your work experience until that dream job becomes available.
Stay active, stay engaged, try to stay in your wheelhouse, but be flexible in terms of where you could use the skills that you have in a job that will hire you right now.
She also points out only about 20% of people on average who apply for a job get a chance at an interview for an opening, so it's vital that you make your first impressions count.
The bottom line is you need to communicate how you can solve that employer's problem, whether it's creating a better widget, whether it's creating a better process. If you can't get past that, you're never going to get to the point where they are looking for what I call suitability. The great thing for the class of, the COVID class of 2020 is they have a very robust set of technical and digital skills that are marketable and can be used remotely. So that's a great asset.
Let's start with a story left off, kind of a job interview. We know personality certainly can go a long way in differentiating you from another candidate, but how hard can it be right now to get across that personality in this new video teleconferencing form?
The simple answer is it's not hard at all. It is absolutely possible to communicate your personality through Zoom or Skype or the employer's preferred virtual platform of choice. You have to dress your space and yourself for your best professional conversation.
When we spoke remotely Monday morning, she said she's pragmatically optimistic, and these graduates are well equipped for the time.
They are digital natives. They are used to working remotely. And for the time being, I think that's a tremendous asset for them.
She believes the key is to determine, will you find a survival job to get by or narrow in on your target job role?
Think about essential services. Think about where the opportunities are now: logistics, biotech, consumer products, medical supplies, IT startups. Focus on who in the new landscape needs your services.
Fran also reminds us that it's important to send out a quick 1 or 2 line follow-up email after an interview within 24 hours, essentially thanking them for the opportunity, of course, keeping you on top of their mind as well. When it comes to networking, don't forget about those, what she calls warm contacts, people you know at a company, because some businesses actually offer, as you may have heard, referral incentives to employees who bring in talent to their company, so they in turn would have a monetary incentive for helping you out and finding a job.
You have to dress your space and yourself for your best professional conversation. You have to make sure your message is heard with the basics. Make sure you have a solid line, a good connection, good lighting. Check that you're against a neutral, minimally decorated background that doesn't compete with your message. You may be very proud of your rock memorabilia or your sports, but there's no guarantee that the person sitting on the other side of the desk feels the same way. We just don't want anything that distracts from the most important part of the conversation, which are your carefully crafted interview questions, your answers.
Indeed. I mean, you got a nice little framed picture behind you, but it's not distracting. It certainly makes a lot of sense.
The basic nuts and bolts of finding a job now versus before are the same.
Fran Berrick concedes this job market may require a longer search and more compromises. While her young clients wait for the right opportunity, she suggests using downtime to build resumes through virtual workshops, additional classes, and networking.
This is regardless whether it's career launch when you're 22 or career transition when you're 40 or 50. You have to really identify what the key marketable skills you have, as well as your innate strengths.
Berrick says then do an analysis of who needs those strengths and properly communicate them in a forward-looking manner.
People don't want to know what you did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, especially if you're in career transition. And they want to know what you bring to the table and why you're here for the future.